What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. And yesterday we saw a battle of the StatCast Titans. Paul Skenes and Cruz were facing off against Cruz and the Reds. It was a lot of fun. San Francisco has a legit budding superstar on their hands. His name is Elliot Ramos. Do not forget that name. Same with Boston and their 5'9" short king, Ceddanne Rafaela. He's been really good lately as well. You know who hasn't been really good? The Cubs. They might have some incredibly tough decisions to make after the recent implosion. We're going to talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap. And don't forget, Recap is presented by SeatGeek. Use code Fuzzy to save 20 bucks off all of your tickets. And if you're into daily fantasy sports, be sure to download Underdog Fantasy. Using my code Fuzzy, you'll get a $250 bonus cash credit. And again, if you're a new user and use my code, you get a free pick'em. You're welcome. Unfortunately, to start today's recap, we have some bad news about Anthony Rizzo, the first baseman of the Yankees. He's going to be missing a month after he collided with a Red Sox pitcher at first base. He landed awkwardly on his right arm. Ben Rice, who we talked about yesterday, he's officially being called up. He had 28 home runs, 15 stolen bases, and a 980 OPS in 97 AA games. He came up to AAA. He's only played in a handful of AAA games, but he raked. The reports are that he's only going to be facing right-handed pitching, so when there's a lefty on the mound, DJ will be playing first base. So pay attention to that if you're a fantasy owner of Rizzo or Ben Rice. One more injury update. Trey Turner is officially back. Before he went on the shelf, he was hitting .345 with 12 extra base hits and 10 stolen bases in like 30-40 games, so he was really good. And Mundo Sosa, perfect timing for Trey Turner to come back because while he was really good, Sosa, he's only hitting .214 in June. But hey, he was huge for the first few weeks of Trey's absence. Trey popped up after getting a standing O in his first at-bat. Now skipping to the third, June Schwarber is a real thing. He got a hold of another one. That is a 2-run blast. Alec Boehm, he had a 3-run home run. He has 60 RBIs on the season already, and there's just no way. Kyle Schwarber, he teed off for his second 2-run home run. Listen to his career June stats. He started in 162 games in June. He has 60 home runs and 132 RBIs and an almost 950 OPS. He's quite literally Ryan Howard in June. Christopher Sanchez, he was very efficient on the bump. He went 7 innings with 5 strikeouts, only walking 1 hitter. He's got a 2.9 ERA. I mean, the Phillies staff is just endless. Trey and Witt turned a slick double play to end Game 1 versus the Padres. Philly is 48-24. The Padres, they slipped back to 2 games under 500. We're going to fast forward to the 5th inning of this Cardinals and Marlins game where Michael Ciani, he just yanked a lefty-lefty home run. So it's 1-0 St. Louis, but Jazz, he answered in the 6th inning. He turned on a pitch to rip a game-tying 3-bagger to right field. Now, Sonny Gray did bear down. He went 7 innings with a few punch-outs, and he stranded Jesus at third base to end the 7th inning, and his offense quickly rewarded him. Ivan Herrera, he came through with a huge 2-out RBI, and Brendan Donovan, he brought home another insurance run. Sonny tried to go 8. He was 1 out away, but he was relieved after allowing Otto Lopez to get on, and after Jazz got on, oh my, Brian De La Cruz, he crushed one to right field. He's walking, so he knows it's gone. He spikes the bat, so that run at second base is credited to Sonny Gray. You see why we don't really talk about pitcher wins. They're not really a stat worth bringing up because bullpens and defense and anything else can just completely ruin it. Also, your lineup can ruin it as well. We'll talk about Reese Olson of the Tigers. Oof. The score stayed 4-4 into the 11th when Dylan Carlson's sac fly made it 5-4 St. Louis. And even though Mason Wynn made a nice stop, he cannot get Dane Myers at home, so it's tied again. But Mason, he can do this. He found a barrel. That is a huge 2-run home run. He's got 4 home runs, 8 stolen bases, 7 DRS. He's 22 years old, if you guys forgot. But here comes the Marlins. They will not quit. They will not go away. Jake Berger, he scores after Nick Gordon. He's given a triple because Carlson threw his hands up, said the ball is lodged. It was not lodged, so they give him 3 bases. TA7, Tim Anderson, he goes to right field. Dylan, he's got a strong arm. No hop needed. He saves the game to end it. Goldie, he scoops it. He secures the W. And the Cardinals, they barely come away with a 7-6 victory. And look at this. Back-to-back 7-6 games. Before we talk about Paul Skenes versus Ellie De La Cruz, kids, do not walk the leadoff hitter because 9 times out of 10, this usually happens. That run scores. Yaz, he capitalized and tripled in Soler after he walked. But Yastrzemski, he was not done there. Another seed from a right fielder. Yastrzemski, he tossed that wisdom. He saves the lead. So we head to the 6th inning. The Giants are still up by 1. Michael Busch, he flipped the game on its head. Busch basically smoked a 2-run Oppo Taco. I'll give him that. And, well, he had the lead. And Elliot Ramos says, I do not want to lose. This kid is leading NL outfielders in F4. Every single outfielder that you can think of that plays in the National League, he's number 1. And he's ahead of them in WAR. He's ahead of them in F4. His historic June, I mean, look at this. He's hitting .397 with 7 home runs and 18 RBIs in 14 games, and he still has half of June left to go. And add to those stats. The Cubs gave away the tie on a bases loaded hit by pitch. Tyler Estrada, he's gifted a free RBI. The Cubs, they were then gifted a free base runner, and guess what happened next? Seiya, he clutched up, he ties it at 3, and oh my goodness, Ian Happ, he left everything. That is a 3-run no-doubter. This is also a no-doubter. Patrick Bailey, he went 435 feet on that moonshot, his 5th of the year. He has a 134 OPS plus as a catcher. The Giants, they're still down by 2. Hector Neris, he's been awful all year, and he's just straight up stealing money right now. Tyler Estrada belted a go-ahead 3-run home run. He saves the Giants from the jaws of defeat. Neris almost has a 10 ERA over his last 9 games. Doval, he bounced back after a brutal game against the Angels. He goes 1-2-3 for his 13th save. You cannot lose this game if you're the Cubs. They're now 5 games under 500. Are they going to have to make some tough decisions here soon? Maybe. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Paul Skenes versus Elly De La Cruz, and did he do it? Elly, he pimped it. He's watching it, and it fell into a glove. That is an out, Elly. Cincinnati, they actually got to Paul in the first inning. Steer, he jolted an RBI to deep center. Jamir, he comes around to score to make it 1-zip. But not only was it Skenes versus Cruz, it was Cruz versus Cruz, and Cruz hit one past Cruz. Elly, he couldn't stop it. O'Neal Cruz, he plates 2. The Pirates, they then got a 3rd run on a Brian Hayes ground out, but we're going to skip to this. Brian Reynolds, he went the other way for an RBI double. Here's another double. Elly De La Cruz, he's trying to make something happen for the Reds, and about that, Paul Skenes said, do not pass go. Jamir Candelario was caught looking, and down goes Spencer Steer. Oh, man, this next clip really sucks. TJ Friedel, he made an impressive catch in center to rob Nick Gonzalez, but he's had multiple hand injuries over this year, so I'm hoping they took him out as a precaution and to be safe. Hopefully it's not another injury. Elly, he got on again. We're in the 6th inning now, by the way. He beats out the throw, but not this throw. Paul, he picks off Elly De La Cruz after they went to the replay. I mean, Paul Skenes, look at him go. He's showing that pitchers are athletes as well. He makes the barehanded play. He punched out 7 with just 1 run in the first inning. Since his debut, he has a 1.7 ERA and 46 strikeouts in 35 innings and only 5 walks in 6 starts. The Reds manager, David Bell, was going crazy because Pittsburgh, they were flickering the lights when Brent Suter was pitching and warming up. Anyway, David Bednar now has 15 saves. The Pirates are now in front of the Reds in the wild card standings. That'll be a fun race for the rest of the year. You know who else moved out in front of the Reds and the wild card? The Mets, and they did it in a full-blown butt kicking. I mean, it was 7-0 after 2 innings. Pete Alonso started us off with an RBI single, and that started a string of RBI base knocks. Lindor, RBI single. He had 4 base hits on the night, by the way. Nimmo, RBI single. Pete, he wanted another one. There's a 2nd RBI single. John Gray, the starter for the Rangers, he's avoided the big swing until that right there. The teddy bear, they call him. DJ Stewart, he swatted a 3-run tater. Again, they call him teddy bear, not me. Brandon Nimmo, okay, bro. That makes it 4 consecutive games with multiple base hits. He's raised his batting average by 20 points in the last 4 days. Lindor, he's hitting .320 over the last 2 weeks. That's his 8th extra base hit in his last 11 games. Alvarez, he scores. Here's Nimmo again, his 3rd hit and 4th RBI. Francisco Alvarez, he secured a 2 RBI day after he laced an RBI single in the 6th and the 8th. This team just plays different, in my opinion, when Alvarez is on the team, and they've won 6 in a row. 6 games in a row. They're 1 game back of the wild card. The Dodgers almost put up double digits as well. Teoscar, he scorched an RBI double right before their brand new leadoff hitter in the absence of Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani. He brought home Miguel Rojas, and he scores easy after Will Smith sent one down the right field line for an RBI triple. Jacob Stallings, he stole a run back. He's hitting .305 with 4 home runs. He's a catcher. Good for him. But that run was taken back on a double from Miguel Rojas. He's been very impressive. A .292 batting average with 13 extra base hits and a 126 OPS plus. He came into the season with an 82 OPS plus. So yeah, the Dodgers voodoo magic, it is working yet again. What if it works on Kevin Biggio? That's his first RBI as a Dodger. James Paxton, he's another first-year Dodger. He got some payback versus Stallings. He got him to whiff, and did he just strike out the side in the 7th? He did. 2 base hits over 7 innings. He had 8 strikeouts on the night. Freddie Freeman, he was walked 5 times. They intentionally walked him in the 8th inning. He ties a Dodgers franchise record with 5 walks in 1 game. He comes around to score with Ohtani on a 2-run single from Jason Hayward. Lux and Will Smith, they added to it. They make it a 9-run day. Are the Rockies about to come back? Are the Dodgers about to blow it? Greg Jones, that's his first hit and home run. Hunter Goodman, he can mash. His 2-run home run makes it a 4-run game, and that's where it's going to stay. The Dodgers have won 2 games in a row. Boston had a relatively easy day down in Toronto, and Canadian Tyler O'Neill, he felt right at home. He belted his 13th home run of the year. Devers, he makes it back-to-back home runs. He has 14, so he reclaims the team lead over Tyler O'Neill. Cedar Rafael, he tossed the bat almost back to his own dugout. He's hitting .292 with 7 home runs. 30 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases over his last 44 starts. That contract extension is looking damn good. Tyler O'Neill, he reties Rafael Devers. He has 14 home runs, but only 25 RBIs because Tyler is hitting just 200 with runners in scoring position. Justin Turner, he homered versus his former team. The ball is just flying in Rogers Center. Like Boston, they ran it up to 7, but I'm just going to skip to this swing right here. Davis Schneider, he has 9 home runs and 34 RBIs. He and Saydon are both 5'9", so kids, do not give up on playing baseball just because you're not going to be 6'3". Kenley, he got basically a free save. He came in with the tying run on deck with 2 outs, so it's back to a save opportunity despite being down 4. He has 12 saves. He has 432 in his career, 1 behind Craig Kimbrell. Boston, they've won 3 games in a row. They're top 10 in runs scored and team ERA. Yeah, that's going to win a lot of games. You got to tip your cap to what Boston has done this year despite all of their bad luck on the injury front. Remember how we asked the question on whether or not the Cubs have to make some tough decisions here soon? The same question can be said with the Tigers because they straight up might have to consider trading Reese Olson for his mental health. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but yet again, he tossed a gem and got nothing to show for it. He struck out the side in the 5th inning. He went 5 scoreless. Okay, finally, Reese has a lead. Riley Green, he got 1 across versus Max Fried, who was very good on his own right. He allowed 1 run. Reese, he was just flat out better. He had 8 strikeouts, no walks over 6 scoreless frames. He has a 3.3 ERA, but a 1-8 record. 1 win, 8 losses. He's only getting 2.2 runs per game. 2.2! So he comes out, and of course the Tigers, they were held scoreless the rest of the way, and their bullpen gave up the lead. Forrest Wall, yes, that's a real name. He ties it after just being recalled from AAA, and Ozzie, he put the finishing touches on the comeback. He only has 5 home runs, but he already has 20 doubles and 33 RBIs. Joe Jimenez, he got Wencel Perez to chase at a slider. Ball game. The Braves are 39-31 despite all of their injuries and bad luck. Whoa, hold up. Is that Zach Plesac? We have not seen him since he had an almost 8 ERA last year with the Guardians. Jake Bauer said, welcome back to the big leagues, buddy. They were both teammates for the Indians/the Guardians from 2019 to 2021. The Halos, they got themselves on the board moments later after Guillorme ripped a triple down the line. Adele, he scores standing. That was their first hit, but it wouldn't be their last. Nolan Shawniwell, he tied it with a rocket single. LA, they were blazed by a Bauer's error, and Ward's sac fly made sure that it really bit for the Brewers. Guys, listen to this. Zach Neto now has 10 home runs, even though it took him until April 24th to get his first. He has 10 home runs, 11 doubles, and an 830 OPS over his last 43 starts. Plesac, he's always had a quick move. He gets Perkins leaning, and that cost Bryce Terang a 2-run home run. Bryce has been unreal, by the way. 4 home runs, 26 RBIs, 7 defensive run saves. He's been just stupid. What's going on with the Angels? Luis Garcia, he's allowed 2 ducks on a pond with nobody out. He gets Gary Sanchez. He then got Blake Perkins, make it 3 in a row. The Halos, they beat the Brewers, and the Brewers lead shrinks in the NL Central to 5.5 games. St. Louis, yeah, they're coming for first place. They've been playing a lot better over the last month. The Brewers, they're slipping the last few weeks. That does it for today's MLB recap, and as always, I appreciate the support. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy your day, and enjoy the web jams.
The Padres likes pretty places, and how about a pretty play from Brandon Drury?
Anyway, the pitch to Kiermaier's popped up in a shallow center field. Long run in for Rafael. Oh, diving play here by...
That hasn't changed, has it?
Right.
But in over 150 years of playing this game, I mean, it all comes down to being able to locate.
Yeah.
Oh, what a
The walk and an RBI double, then struck out the next 3. Chip. Great catch by... That's looped the other way. Coming on is Stewart, sliding, and he made the catch.